suppose you heard about my...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nothing. Heard about your what?
Congratulations for it.
It's our play date.
Shannon Miller's pregnant.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It's our little play dates there.
What was your news? Well, what did I hear about?
I got suspended for 20 weeks.
Oh, I didn't hear about it actually. 20 weeks, right. So that would have started last season then.
Absolute joke. I should never have been... Oh, it's just a joke.
Oh, you're back now.
And now I'm back. I've got another thing against you because I went to the Garden Global. Directly behind the goal, at the Senator end, there's a small area of Senator. I charge you with swimming in the Garden Global. So they're going to get kicked out of the Well done, boys. Well done.
Welcome to AFL NT's coverage of the 24-25 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League in Darwin. We're at the Darwin Mazda Nightcliff Oval on Larrakia country this afternoon. Nightcliff Tigers looking to strengthen their hold, at least third place on the ladder, taking on PINT, who are looking to continue their unbeaten season. Both these sides, of course, secure place in the finals in a couple of weeks' time. My name is Nick Danks, and my commentary partner this afternoon is Stuart Davis. Good afternoon, Stuart.
Good
How are you? Good, mate.
Good, thank you.
Another wonderful day out here at Darwin Mazda Nightcliff Oval. What are you expecting?
Perhaps a little bit of rain during the evening, but no, look, this is obviously in the women's competition, there's fights for places all the way down to sixth place, but realistically the top three are the real contenders, and these are two of those sides. So Nightcliff had a bit of a hiccup last week against St Mary's, went down by about 4 goals after they had the delayed start after Christmas. They had the bye first up after Christmas, so maybe that run will blow out the cobwebs and they'll have a real crack today. And of course, PINT undefeated on the season, but they're not a runaway undefeated side, are they? They've had a couple of really close ones. They won by just the 1 point against Buffaloes last week, and had a close one against PINT earlier in the season, and just fell in against St Mary's in another game. So it's really tight, those top three, and I'm expecting that this will be a tight one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, 30-point win last week to the Saints, and to be honest, Nightcliff looked definitely rusty after coming in from Christmas, and PINT held on, as you said, by a point. The last time these two sides met was in round 7, and PINT won by 8 points as we get this one underway.
And Jazz Hewitt, of course, in the ruck for PINT, gets her hand to it first, and they're looking to move it through the hands and work it out. But at ground level, that's Hussein, who was really impressive last week in her first game for Nightcliff and got plenty of the football. She lays the tackle now as Paige Shepherd gets the hand pass out for PINT, and looks like that one's going to be caught in underneath, and umpire Sam Cunningham will come in and ball it up. So Hewitt works her way to the front, gets the tap down to Hicks. Hicks through the hands to Shepherd, who gets a quick kick forward at ground level, picked up nicely by Zoe Clark, who gets Pint going forward again. A good mark taken there by Benham, and she gets the ball down to half forward for Pint, and just working it through the hands. Got some good support there as the numbers come in, but that hand pass just missed the target, and diving in there was Della for Nightcliff. Got tackled with the ball, but illegally, and she gets the hand pass, the pass out to into the corridor, and Nightcliff off and running from the back half as they go long down towards the front edge of the square. A nice mark taken by Gracie Roy, who plays on and kicks long inside forward 50 on the bounce, taken nicely by Jacobs, but then just got worried out of it. The ball slipped out of her hands, and coming in again, the hand pass is smothered, and Nightcliff with some numbers around it. A quick kick comes forward, down towards centre half forward, nicely controlled there by Kendall for Nightcliff. She kicks long towards goal. That's a pretty good looking kick, except for the accuracy, and it's just slid off and out of bounds on the full next to the behind post. So no score yet, and Nightcliff have had it basically in their forward half as Pint try to work it out of defence. That's a nice mark taken in the hands overhead by the captain, Rennie Hicks, for Pint. Hicks kicking long around that far side boundary line, but chipping in there. Gracie Roy gets another touch here. It's a nice intercept mark taken, and she'll look to thump it back inside the forward 50, and terrific mark taken there by Fleur Davies, who just used her strength and took the mark in the hands, and she's marked about 35 metres out from goal, and she'll go back, and looks like she's keen to have the set shot, taking the mouth guard out, and willing to back herself here. So the kick from Davies is going close to the goal line. It's going all the way through. That's a terrific goal, terrific set shot goal from Fleur Davies, and she's a player that wasn't in the side last week, Nick, so a big inclusion. She's a very tall player, has done a bit of the ruck work already, but yeah, that was a terrific mark and finish.
Yeah, they've said to kick those at training a few times at that end, because every single player from the Tigers pointed directly to goal as soon as she took the mark. And you said a couple of good marks there, asked a lot of them coming out of defence, but the Tigers cut that one off pretty well, and then dropped through there by Davis for the first score of the game, 3 and a bit minutes into the first quarter. Yeah, good start by Nightcliff, just what they would have been looking for. You imagine they try to rebound from that loss last week that pushed them out of second place on the ladder, as we're back in the middle of the ground again, and Nightcliff looking to get to the ball first, but again the Pint numbers come in, almost a sling tackle there, but play on's the call as the quick hand pass comes out, and a scrambled kick forward for Nightcliff, but chopped off in defence by Taylor Hill, but her kick goes only as far as Gabby Della, who marks right in the middle of the ground. She's called to play on now, and kicks long down towards half forward, but Pint with the numbers. The hand pass comes out to Hewitt, who's off and running, calling players to lead towards her, and she finds one of those players in Taylor Hill right in the middle of Nightcliff Oval. Her chip pass is a good one, and finds her teammate Ajani. Ajani kicks long down towards half forward. No one can get on the end of that as it bobbles out, nicely scooped up by Kate Martin for Nightcliff, who kicks around the outer wing, and they've got time and space here, but no, there's a whistle on the play. The ball's coming back, and it's going to be a Nightcliff free kick at half back. So the switch kick to the near side of the ground is didn't hit the target, and has put the Nightcliff defence under pressure as Pint just trying to work it forward through Hill once again. Picked up by James, who had a quick kick that was smothered. Now a kick into the goal square on the second grab. The mark's taken, and I think you'll find that's Casey Morris. It is, who takes that mark in the goal square, and she'll be kicking from basically the end of the edge of the goal square and almost directly in front, so a chance to level the scores up at the 5-minute mark of this first quarter.
Casey Morris, no problem whatsoever. She's a very experienced player in the Women's Premier League in the NTFL and has kicked plenty of goals for PINT over the last few years and made no mistake on that occasion.
And Side's leading goal scorer for the season now. That's her 14th for the season. Of course, the Nightcliff Tigers have got the leading goal scorer for the comp at the moment in Casey McWilliam up the other end, yet to really have a touch of the ball, but we'll keep an eye on that one today. But yeah, good forward push there by PINT and looking really good. Defence would blind these two sides. Actually only 4 points separating them for the year in points against allowed. So both very good defences for both these sides. So any goals on the board before this rain could come through are going to be pretty handy for either side.
So back in the middle again, Hewitt gets her hand to the ball, thumps it to the advantage of her teammates, but Nightcliff got to it first at ground level. It spills out now, and they're happy to hand pass it forward. Hewitt again thumps it long towards half forward, but that's beautifully read and marked in defence by Eliza Ware. And Ware switches to the outer side of the ground, and now Nightcliff a chance to build around that outer side again as Roy kicks long down. Roy is in the marking contest there and just spilt the mark that time. As the chip pass comes in, Hewitt just chopped that one off and now picks up, and she's off and running again, delivers down towards half forward. Off hands, it spills to Chittick, who hand passes backwards to Harding, who got tackled and the ball spilled out. Chittick in there again, gets caught by a couple of Nightcliff players as she tries to barge her way through. Claims that she was caught high, but that's not the way the umpire's seen it, and it's going to be a Nightcliff free kick at half back.
I must say, Stu, that's not the way I saw that one come through. There was a couple of head-high tackles there, but one completely off the ball, but the umpire must have slightly been blindsided on that one, but Tigers continue on forward.
Eliza Ware chips it around the outer side of the ground mark, almost taken there by Della, but she picks up and gets round her opponent there and kicks forward, but the ball again is going to come back with a whistle on the play. And it's coming back to Gabby Della, who thought about switching into the corridor, which brought him undone on the last play. And now, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's coming back. She's got to go back over the mark, I think. Is that the story? And eventually we get there, and Della kicks along the line, but Jazz Hewitt just picks that one off pretty easily, uncontested. And she'll thump it back forward for PINT down towards half forward. It's knocked away into the centre square as Nightcliff, nice hands, they work it out. And a quick kick forward, but bounces into the hands here of Fleur Davies once again, who swings around onto the right boot, kicks inside forward 50. Nightcliff have got players here. Gracie Roy runs onto this one all by herself, kicks towards goal, but from about 15 metres out, it just slid off the side of the boot, and that's a chance gone missing there.
Yeah, big opportunity there, had plenty of time. He could have even handballed it across there, had all the time in the world, but takes that handy port, I suppose, 8 and a bit minutes into the first quarter.
Lauren Motlop brings the ball into play to the near side of the ground as first there for Nightcliff is Sally Evans, got the hand pass back, but just slipped out, and now Hewitt under a bit of pressure tries to kick. She gets slung off the ball, and the hand pass forward from Evans to Davies saw her wrapped up by a couple of PINT defenders, and it'll be a ball up once again. So Eliza Hand doing the ruck work for Nightcliff, but there's a free kick at the bottom of the pack. It's going PINT's way. It's Hewitt once again, who's as expected been in everything so far as she kicks along the wing, just punched away from behind as the ball slips out, and Nightcliff with the numbers. The hand pass back from Martin finds its way to Della, and the quick kick forward as Nightcliff won that ground ball battle as Fleur Davies takes it. Just got swung around when she tried to hand pass and missed the target, and now Hewitt comes in again, but again there's a whistle on the play, and I think it's going to be a Nightcliff free kick just off the ball here. Yeah, trip from behind then, she's trying to run away from it. Push back above the mark again is Hurley. Hurley's long kick into the corridor inside forward 50. A few leapers at the ball there, but no one could take the mark at ground level. Hussain, she's low to the ground to start with, and was even lower as she got caught over the shoulder, and she'll take the free kick inside 50. Not the longest kick in the Nightcliff team, so it'll be interesting to see what her options are here.
That was Casey McWilliam flying high. They nearly got that one too. Got up really high above the pack, but dropped to the bottom.
So Hussain is looking for players to lead towards her, but in the end, looks like she's just going to bomb it in long. Tries to run around the player on the mark, kicks long towards goal. It's going right to the goal square. Davies is there, but it gets out of her grasp. Roy picks up on the left, has a shot towards goal as she's tackled, and it just slides through for another behind to Nightcliff. So 11 minutes gone first quarter, and it's Nightcliff with that 2-point advantage. Motlop, again, unsure which way to go, eventually decides to go to the outer side as ball spills to ground. Just trying to work through there was Brianna Pratt with some strength, but the hand pass comes back to McWhinney for PINT. She kicks long to the centre square, but chopped off and thumped back in again by Garland for Nightcliff. It's inside forward 50 for Nightcliff as Hussain picks up. She gets mobbed by a couple of PINT defenders and didn't have a chance to get that one out, and it'll be a ball up again. Umpire Emma Stark throws the ball up. Hewitt up high, wins the hit out, and now PINT have worked it back into the middle of the ground, but Nightcliff with the numbers. The bounce doesn't favour them at first, but eventually the hand pass comes out to Hatzismalis, and they work it through the hands. Della goes to the near side wing, and a nice mark taken by Garland in a bit of space. Garland has Hatzismalis, who kept running but goes longer towards Hussain, who couldn't hold on to that mark. Hatzismalis hand passes to her own advantage, then toe pokes forward, and now Nightcliff, PINT, clearing out of defence through Zoe Clark, and Callis gets onto the loose ball, tries to deliver inside forward 50. Good strength by Hannah Turnbull, and eventually worked it out to a teammate, and the chip back across to the middle of the ground, and Nightcliff a chance to build from the back half as Eliza Hand switches again across to Evans. Evans plays on now and runs around the player on a mark, runs through the centre of the ground, kicks long towards centre half forward, but Hewitt has worked back, took the mark over the back of the pack and was off and running straight away, kicks long down towards half forward. Oh, another terrific intercept mark taken, and Nightcliff just looking to bring it through the centre of the ground where Hatzismalis has found some space. She switches again near side of the ground, and Della now off and running with a bounce, chips the ball inside half forward, and Vlahovic takes that mark just inside the forward 50. She's keen to get it moving forward as the kick comes in, but just working back there in the space was Tucker for PINT, got a hand to it. A quick hand pass comes out. It's loose at the top of the goal square now, picked up by Jacobs, but she had it knocked out of her hands as the PINT players get in each other's way. There's a free kick being paid here to McWhinney, McWilliam, and not really sure what that one was for. Was just off the ball a little bit, but it'll be a reasonably easy shot for goal, you would think, for the leading goal scorer for Nightcliff. So McWilliam from the end of the 10-metre square, and no problem whatsoever, puts it straight through the middle for another Nightcliff goal, and they just extend that lead out to 8 points. Yeah, certainly taking control of this quarter. The Tigers have to. That's certainly majority of the possession. PINT have looked good going forward. They're just being cut off at the last moment, but if they settle down in the next quarter, they should be right. But they look really good at the moment, the Tigers. They do. They certainly look a lot better than they showed last week, and have controlled the field position basically for most of the quarter inside their forward half of the ground. So umpire Emily Hatton this time to get us underway again in the middle of the ground, and just to chop out Meg McGuinness doing the ruck work for PINT as Nightcliff just trying to force it forward. Davies comes in, but picked up at ground level by Benham. She got tackled high as she tried to force her way through and gets paid the free kick. You can see the centre circles there as the lead comes on. She tries to go short but kicks it straight into the player on the mark. Just had some support from Harding there on the spot, but no clear possession going forward as Della gets tackled with the ball, and it's a ball up again. So up high over the top was McGuinness for PINT as Nightcliff get their hands on it, but just can't get out to a spare teammate. Evans comes in, gets something of a hand pass forward, but picked up nicely at ground level by McWhinney, who kicks long down towards the forward pocket. It's bouncing close to the boundary line, kept in play by Chittick initially, but then as the numbers came in, the ball got forced over the boundary line for a throw in the left forward pocket for PINT. Just a couple of minutes to go in this first quarter, so a chance for PINT to even up the ledger with goals as Turnbull and Morris looked to do the ruck work. Morris tried to take it herself, but it spilled out of her hands, and Nightcliff with some numbers now. And it's going to be a ball up again. It's right at the top of the goal square here as McWilliam back there doing the ruck work, but picked up the hand pass, comes across to Hewitt, who snaps on around the corner, but just brought that one back too far and just gets over the line for a behind for PINT. Brought back into play by Kate Martin, goes to the near side of the ground and marked in the back pocket by Cassie McWilliam, who's worked back to help out her defenders. Kicks long around the flank there. McWhinney at ground level just thumps it back into the danger area for PINT as well. Quick hands got it to Hewitt, but just couldn't control it. In fact, it was called a throw, and Nightcliff take the advantage, and now coming down through that outer wing, and Kendall takes the mark, keeps running, and then chips the ball forward. I think she's going to chip and chase this herself. She is inside 50, picks it up nicely on the run, kicks towards goal. It's bouncing in the goal square, bouncing, it's coming back, but not far enough, and just made its way through for another Nightcliff behind. Yeah, she only had one option there. She went for that one and got the perfect bounce when it came back up to her. Just couldn't get that last one through for a goal, but 2-3-15 to 1-1-7, going up to the 80-minute mark of the first quarter here at Nightcliff Oval. So Motlop bringing the ball back into play, has a bounce and kicks around the near side half-back area, and a nice mark taken by Ruby Benham for PINT, who drills a pass inboard, and Jazz Hewitt out in space by herself again takes the mark and now kicks long over the top. This gives the PINT players a chance to run on to it, but the siren has sounded to end the quarter, and one which I think the Nightcliff hierarchy would be pretty happy with, Nick. Yeah, absolutely. Certainly held possession for most of that quarter, come away with 8 points. We're back with you soon here at Nightcliff Oval.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Hey Jojo, were you riding the bike around yesterday, last night?
Welcome back to AFLNT's coverage of the 24-25 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League here in Darwin at Nightcliff Oval. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this afternoon, Stuart Davis. Tigers look really good in that first quarter.
Yeah, really impressive, and they've certainly set themselves up with a chance in this game with that first quarter that they take an 8-point lead in, but more so is the fact of the football that they've been playing and the amount of possession that they've had. It really, PINT, if they hadn't had Jazz Hewitt, who seems to have been everywhere, they would have been in a lot more trouble. So, but obviously an 8-point game means both sides are well in it, and PINT, of course, the top side, undefeated on the season, but they've got their work cut out today. So Hewitt again doing the ruck work against Bacon for Nightcliff at ground level. It's just reefed out of the pack there by Brianna Pratt, but she got caught with the ball and she'll be penalised for not disposing of it. And Rennie Hicks, the PINT captain, will take the free kick in the middle of the ground, calling for players to lead towards her. Hasn't got too much she likes, but then something opens up for her and she delivers beautifully inside and finds Breeze James at half forward, who hand passes off back to Shepherd, who was running from behind. Ball at ground level picked up by Chittick. Get a quick hand pass backwards, but that kick's smothered as Nightcliff work hard at ground level to try and work it out. Eliza Hand reaches in, picks it up. She gets tackled, but breaks that tackle. Gets the hand pass back to Della, who's met pretty solidly. And high, I think the tackle just slipped up in the end. So Nightcliff free kick at half back. Della kicks around the wing, and that's a nice mark taken in front by Kendall. Kendall has a running player out on the wing there. Hussein bounces into her hands now, and she chips back inboard for Kendall, who kept running but just couldn't pick the ball up on the half volley. And but she's got herself a free kick here for being interfered with without possession of the ball. So Tashinda Kendall looking to kick long down towards half forward, but it's PINT in front as the ball slips forward. Fleur Davies trying to put the pressure on from behind as the hand pass comes out to Shepherd, who's wrapped up in the tackle, and it'll be a ball up pretty much in the centre of the ground.
Yeah, Brandon Pratt saw her, then grabbed it really, really quick. Didn't give time to get rid of that ball.
Ball spills out to Della, who got tackled off the ball, and again, strong tackling. Hex stands up and hands the ball back to umpire Hatton, and another ball up. The hit out one this time by Bacon. There's the ball in the middle of the ground. I'm not sure what's happening there. It's a PINT free kick, and it's Hicks once again. She plays on quickly past the player on the mark and delivers nicely to Steph Lawrence in the middle of the ground. Lawrence goes long towards half forward. Some strong body contact there as the hand pass comes out, and a long kick towards goal. It gets over the top. Oh, just hit the goalpost. So a terrific effort from about 30 metres out, but just offline, and a let off there for Nightcliff as Turnbull wastes no time bringing the ball back into play to the outer side of the ground.
That's a point.
Again, strong tackling, a feature of this game as Pratt gets the hand pass backwards, trying to get it to Della, but just out of her grasp, and then she gets a shove in the back, and she'll take the free kick. Switches into the corridor where Hatzimalis made some space, and now she's looking to switch again near side as Turnbull kept running, just out of her grasp initially, but has time to control the ball now and chip it forward to Hatzimalis once again, who delivers nicely close to the boundary line, and the chip inboard comes back to Hatzimalis, who goes back to Roy, who delivered it to her, and she's off and running around that outer side wing. So Nightcliff have worked this nicely out of defence and got it all the way down to half forwards. Just that last kick didn't hit the target, but it squirts out now to Roy, who hand passes forward again, and the ball loose at half forward as PINT first hands on it, but now it's picked up by Hussein. Hussein looks to switch across the ground. She does so, gets the hand pass back, and now gives to Pratt on the run, kicking down towards the goal square. Jacobs in front, picks up nicely, gets the hand pass off to Davies, who just got rid of her opponent with one hand. Hand pass back to Hussein, who hooks over the corner into the goal square, and Kendall, who was involved in that play right from the back half, has run all the way down, maintained her involvement, and got on the end of the kick into the goal square, and she'll be kicking from only 5 or 10 metres out directly in front. So Tashinta Kendall, no problem whatsoever, and she celebrates and her teammates get around her. That's a terrific start again in this quarter for Nightcliff, and a terrific passage of play down this near side wing.
Absolutely. Kendall had 2 touches of that one earlier in the part, then got one in the middle of the ground. Hussein came out of the pack at real pace and has put that one across, and she's taken the mark directly in front and popped it over the head. 3-3-21 to 1-2-8. We've had a couple of other games this round already. St Mary's defeated Palmerston by 4 points in an earlier game, and Darwin Buffs defeated Wanderers by 110. And we've got one more game tonight, 7:30 at Gardens Oval. Waratah will take on Tiwi Bombers in the Women's Premier League. But we're here at Nightcliff Oval for the Tigers versus PINT.
So back in the middle, Hewitt this time gets up high in the air, gets a fist to the ball, and gets PINT going forward. But the siren's gone just as PINT broke trying to kick forward, and the ball come back to the centre of the ground. And it'll be a ball up again. Bacon comes in to do battle with Hewitt. Bounces to Hewitt's favour as she just slams it on the boot, going towards that outer side of the ground and down towards half forward. But Nightcliff have turned this one over close to the boundary line. There's whistles going everywhere here, but just seeing whose free kick it is. It's Sally Evans at half back for Nightcliff. And she'll just settle things down in front of the coach's box out there. She chips back inboard to Della. And Della, well, it's not the tidiest of kicks, but there was plenty of space there for Martin, who kicked forward and finds Vlahovic, who's looking to switch now laterally. And Sophie Hatzis-Marlis takes the mark. She's off and running, has a bounce as she looks what's available forward. Kicks down looking there for Davies, but just a bit short of her, and comes back to Hatzis-Marlis, who gets it off to Vlahovic. She's got a player in space, Gracie Roy, who delivers inside forward 50. It gets over the back now. Hussein's going to run onto this one for Nightcliff. She's under a bit of pressure, but weaves her way through a couple of PINT players initially, then got caught with the ball and slung to the ground, and I think she's going to be penalised this time for incorrect disposal. But she's a warrior, has a go at everything, but just got caught that time by Zoe McQuinney for PINT, who looks to go straight up the middle of the ground from that back pocket, and it's a well-directed kick, and the mark taken by Harding at half back. She's looking to switch outboard again on the left, but just falls into space there as PINT with the numbers, but wrapped up in the tackle, and it'll be a ball up again.
Yeah, that kick into Harding there had to be spot on, because there was a couple of Tigers floating behind her, and she took that well.
Hewitt again up high, gets her hand to the ball. But Nightcliff again first to it at ground level. It comes out the back to hand. It just had a bit of a slip there. Got the hand pass out here, looking for Garland. She's under plenty of pressure. Hewitt again just scoops it up and then stands up and kicks forward. It's a well-directed kick. Ruby Benham took the mark and ran on straight away. Has a bounce, kicks long inside forward 50 over the back. Here's a chance for PINT at the top of the goal square if the ball can be controlled. Casey Morris had trouble, then ducks underneath, gets it off to Chittick. Chittick from a couple of metres out has poked it through, and they made hard work of it in the end, but a good ball movement, got it in quickly over the top, and that's led to PINT's first goal of the quarter. So Amy Chittick it is who gets on the board for the first time in this game, and Casey Morris, the ball didn't bounce for her, but she didn't panic in the end and got it over to her teammate.
Yeah, it did well then. She said it thought she was going to get it for straight off, but managed to get the ball through, and Chittick there just about took the open one fairly easily to put it through. 3-3-21 to 2-2-14. This is the ladder leaders, PINT's taking on third place Tigers.
So ball up in the middle of the ground again. Hewitt over the top, thumps it forward. The hand pass comes back to Hewitt as she tries to break away. Just got caught in a tackle, and Della takes it and hand passes forward as she's tackled. And again, it's difficult to get a clean possession as diving in at ground level was Georgia Johnson. Gets it back out to the advantage of Evans here. Just struggling to pick the ball up under a bit of pressure, and PINT just snatch it off her and kick it forward again as the hand pass comes inboard, but going back into traffic that was McNamara for PINT, and this will be a stalemate again and another ball up.
Picked up their work rate this quarter, PINT have. It's only taken a point back from the quarter time lead.
So Hand this time controls it out of the ruck, gets the hand pass forward to Roy. Roy hooks over her shoulder and bounces into the hands of Davies. Davies on the right boot this time, kicks in towards the forward pocket. That's going to keep bouncing and rolling, and bounces over the boundary line, and that's inside the forward 50, so it'll be a boundary throw in.
Had very few of these today, boundary throw-ins.
Yeah.
It's been spending a lot of time in the middle of the park.
That's right, and I don't think we've had a lasso free kick for out of bounds in the game so far either. So you can see the goalposts in the background there. It's very close to the Nightcliff scoring area as the throw-in comes in. Davies in front, taps it to herself, and then gives off the hand pass as the quick kick comes into the goal square. Jacobs with strength, picks up, tries to get it to her boot, eventually does, but wasn't able to hook that back over the shoulder, and just dribbled through for a Nightcliff behind.
Yeah, I think she looked up there and saw the post and thought those two will do, because there's no way we're going to be able to turn around and swing that through for a goal. So yep. Take that handy point, 3-4, 22 to 2-2, 14.
So Claire Nolan bringing the ball back into play for PINT. Goes to the near side of the ground. The ball spills close to the boundary line as Ruby Benham tried to pick it up and keep it in play, but wasn't able to. So it'll be a boundary throw in again. Inside forward 50 for Nightcliff. Players just setting themselves up here. Boundary umpires organised now, gets the throw in. Hand in front, wins the hit out down to the advantage of Della, but she gets wrapped up in the tackle by Taylor Hill, and it'll be another ball up. Umpire Sam Cunningham throws it up, this time Hewitt up high over the top, but straight down the throat of Gracie Roy. She gets a toe poke forward, and coming in there was Johnson, got the hand pass back to Roy. Roy swings around on the right boot, goes across the face of goal, stays in play on that outer side of the ground. William with some clever work, but good defensive work by Chittick. Again, the kick comes into the goal square, and the height of Fleur Davies saw her get clean hands to the ball at the top of the goal square again, and we've had a number of set shots from the top of the goal square in this game, and another one here for Davies, who's got the chance to become the first multiple goal scorer of the game. So the kick from Davies is snuck inside that left-hand goal post, and her teammates get around her to celebrate. So an answering goal from Nightcliff after that one from Chittick just minutes ago. And again, good forward pressure from Nightcliff to keep the ball in the area, and then the kick in, and Davies standing tall took the mark.
Any goal they're getting now is going to be really handy come that second half. I'm just having a look at the weather map. There's a fair bit of rain coming through Litchfield and Dundee at the moment, which is just on the other side of the bay. So we should be expecting rain probably early in the second half of this game. So any goals they get early is certainly going to be helpful for the Tigers. 4-4-28 to 2-2-14. 14-point lead to Nightcliff over ladder leaders PINT.
Yeah, Nightcliff continuing their impressive form in this game, and they're really working hard as Hewitt hooks it out over the top, but Pratt runs onto it for Nightcliff, gets the hand pass out to the advantage of Della. That was a terrific hand pass to Della on the run. Ball inside forward 50, beautifully controlled by McWilliam this time for Nightcliff. Kicks long towards the goal square. Jacobs in front, couldn't take the mark, but she's first to it at ground level. Hooks towards goal from an acute angle. I think it's a pretty good finish. It is, and that's a terrific Nightcliff goal. Chloe Jacobs from right on the boundary line, it seemed like.
That's a hometown score. She's done a bit of training. You must have thought she knew exactly what she was trying to do as soon as she picked it up. And I thought, oh, hang on, this is going to be a bit an easy point. But she managed to curl that back for a goal, and another handy one there for the Tigers.
Yeah, so they blow that lead out. 3-1 in this quarter, and yeah, the margin is out to beyond 3 goals. So Nightcliff supporters here getting really excited about the prospects of the outcome of this game as we wait for the restart back in the middle. And Eliza Hand up against Jazz Hewitt. Hewitt again thumps it forward, running onto it out of half forward was McGuinness, who hooks the ball back down towards the forward 50. Oh, nicely picked up by Kate Martin, running back with the ball, and she swings around and thumps it out of the danger area, but only as far as Hewitt, who gets the hand pass out wide to Hicks. Hicks got caught in the tackle and then scooped out the hand pass to Hewitt, who kicks long towards half forward. Della standing underneath that one, got crashed into. Play on's the call as the ball squirts out now, and the ball out wide, and Kendall took that mark, played on straight away, kicks down towards the wing on the near side, but beautifully read off the back of the pack by McWhinney, who thumps it back inside forward 50. Turnbull's going to be first back there for Nightcliff. She's under plenty of pressure from Steph Lawrence, though, as her kick just squirted forward. Lawrence's kick is half smothered. It spills now to McGuinness, who kicks forward, but Nightcliff well set up behind the ball with a quick kick forward. Hannah Turnbull quickly wrapped up in the tackle from Meg McGuinness, and it'll be a ball up inside forward 50 for PINT. So Hand wins that hit out down, as first to it at ground level was Politis for Nightcliff, but she gets caught with the ball underneath her. She could be in trouble here for not getting it out. That's the way umpire Sam Cunningham's seen it, and it's going to be a PINT free kick inside forward 50 as they look to get it right down to their goal line. Rennie Hicks goes into the corridor. It slips over the back. Here's a chance for PINT again, as at ground level Shepherd just couldn't control the ball, and Hannah Turnbull came in and made sure that she forced a stalemate with the ball over the boundary line.
The problem with the scoreboard here, but with 20 points I think it is at the moment to the Tigers.
So it's PINT with the ball deep in their attacking area as the boundary throw-in comes in, hooked down to ground level. The ball spills out the back. Looks like Hatzismalis is going to be first there. Oh, it's Della, in fact, and under
testing.
Just steps over the goal line to Russia behind for PINT. Turnbull happy to just chip into the back pocket to Della, close to the boundary line, but the mark's been taken, and now she kicks around the boundary line. Oh, Hatzismalis tried to kick off the ground, and it's gone over the boundary line, so it'll be a PINT free kick about 55 metres out from goal. No PINT player on the mark at the moment, as Rennie Hicks looks to bring it back into play, and she's called to play on. Runs inside 50 now, kicks long towards the goal square. Big leap from behind, and mark claimed but not paid, as Fleur Davies doesn't realise it, and now the PINT forwards pounce on top of her, and there's going to be a PINT free kick for holding here, and it's going to go the way of Kennedy McNamara. So she should be within scoring range here, only about 25 metres out from goal, as she goes back for the set shot. And a chance for PINT just to close that gap in the second quarter. McNamara's kick on the way, looks pretty good. Goal umpire Jenny Ray doesn't move, and that's another goal to PINT, one that they really needed in the dying stages of this second quarter, and it was McNamara who scored the goal for PINT from that free kick. Fleur Davies perhaps a bit unlucky not to be paid that much.
Absolutely, she definitely looked like she had got that one fully. I think that is half-time here.
It is.
13 points before we got it out. We will check the scoreboard if we come back to you here for the second half at Nightcliff Oval. Catch you later.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Welcome back to AFLNT's coverage of the 24-25 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League here in Darwin. We're at Nightcliff Oval. My name's Nick Dax, my commentary partner this afternoon, Stuart Davis. Stuart, Tigers look really good, but PINT looks a lot better in that quarter. Got it back to 13 points at one stage, so they were down by over 20 points. And 13 points going in half-time. I think they'll be a little bit happy with that because it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, that's right. But by the same token, Nightcliff will be really happy with the way that they've performed so far in the game and given themselves a real chance as we go into the second half, as Hewitt flips it over the top and crashing through the hand pass came forward. But it looks like a stalemate in the middle of the ground again as Harding's caught with the ball, and umpire Emma Stark will come in and ball it up right in the centre of the ground once again. There's the hit out one this time by Bacon for Nightcliff, and they work it down towards the front edge of the centre square. Tackled to the ground was Hussein when the ball spilled out, and now PINT are often running through the middle of the ground, but just got held up there as the hand pass comes out to Hewitt. She kicks down towards half forward. It spills off the boot at ground level and picked up by Vlahovic, who's tackled to the ground, and she'll be penalised for not disposing of the ball. And Breeze Jones it is for PINT, who will take the free kick. She's got a spare on the outside and goes that way, and well controlled by Shepherd, who kicks high inside forward 50. There's a whistle on the play after disposal, I think, so it'll be a PINT free kick down the ground, and Amy Chittick going across to pick the ball up. Looks like it'll be her free kick. So Chittick, looking around at options, decides to go towards goal. In the end, it's going right to the goal line. It's punched away, but stays in the field of play. The hand pass comes out. PINT still with the numbers there. Comes back to Chittick, who hooks over her shoulder, bounces in the goal square. Just trying to control it down there was Lawrence, and now she picks it up and gets set upon straight away with a strong tackle by Eliza Hand. And again, it's a stalemate, but very close to the PINT goal.
A couple of opportunities there for PINT, but the Tigers' defence held up strong.
So they're still struggling at ground level, reaching in and picking it up, trying to work it out. But Brianna Pratt will hand it back to the umpire again for another ball up, as Nightcliff defending grimly at ground level. It's not going anywhere in a hurry. There's plenty of players around the ball, and both sides eager to get it to a free player on the outside, but difficult to find at the moment as the hit out again falls in the goal square for PINT. Pratt trying to get that's a double-handed throw overhead, but I think it's been seen and it's going to be paid. It'll be a PINT free kick. That was almost a bit of basketball action there, I think.
Yeah, just held on for that just a fraction too long. Now I'm going to sort out which PINT player it's going to go to.
Yeah, no one wants to take it.
The defender's going to run up for the back line that far out directly in front, probably, but now the umpire's given it to Ajani.
No,
it's gone back the other way. Oh, well.
No, I think there's some confusion here.
No. Well, a discussion between the multiple umpires. We'll see where this one ends up.
Stella Ajani it is, who ultimately has the free kick, and you can see the behind post there. So she comes in, kicks towards goal, gave it plenty of height, but it's gone across the face of goal at ground level, picked up by Lawrence, who snaps around. That's an interesting attempt to knock the ball away with the knee or shin, picked up by Della, and Nightcliff still working hard in defence, as Hussein might have been caught high there without the football. That's the way it's been paid, and so after all of that desperate defence, Nightcliff get the chance to clear it away out of the danger area. She kicks short, but off hands it spills to Della, who gets a hand pass backwards. The kick comes into the corridor area for PINT as they try to work it back through the hands. The hand pass comes outside to Tucker, whose quick kick falls into the lap of Hussein, who again wins herself a free kick for a high tackle. She gets a number of those every game. She's built low to the ground.
Big smile on her face, but that's about the fourth or fifth she's had her head taken off.
So she goes outside, but PINT bring it back in again, and a kick off the ground fortuitously falls into the lap of Steph Lawrence for PINT. Lawrence kicks long down towards goal. It's knocked forward to the front of the pack. Della gets tackled with the ball. Turnbull sweeps it backwards to Georgia Johnson, who hand passes it over the behind line, but was under pressure, so no problem there for a rush behind. And Nightcliff still under pressure in defence as we're looking to bring the ball back into play, but Martin's told she has to go back into the goal square, and so she chips out to the back pocket where Nightcliff looked to build through the corridor again, and the mark's taken by Eliza Hand for Nightcliff. Hand looking to switch outside again close to the boundary line, and the mark taken out there by Evans for Nightcliff. She's looking inboard and just playing backwards and forwards across the ground out there, Nightcliff at the moment. They'll get it up into the centre square now, though. Some good use of the body by Fleur Davies. Got rid of her opponent. The hand pass came back to her that she wasn't really expecting, I think. And she got tackled with the ball. And I think this will be a PINT free kick in the middle of the ground. It will. So Rennie Hicks applied the strong tackle and got rewarded, and now she looks to switch outside, but just through the hands, and now Nightcliff a chance to rebound back inside forward 50. The ball gets over the back of McWilliam there and hacked off the ground by McWhinney, goes to the hands of Tucker, who kicks outside of defensive 50, and the mark taken by Shepherd. She swings back inboard into the corridor, and off hands it comes to Gall, whose kick is chopped off by Della once again, and good strength in there by Evans, but as she was tackled, the ball slipped out of her grasp, and it's going to be a PINT free kick to Ajani. Ajani looking to keep the ball on the near side of the ground, and that's a well-directed kick, and the mark taken by McNamara. McNamara chips along the outer wing, and Jazz Hewitt out on the lead, takes the ball out in front, chips over the top to the advantage of McNamara once again, who ducks back inboard, but then got caught with the ball, but managed to get it off to Benham. Benham kicks long inside forward 50. First there was Chittick. She clears a path for her teammate Benham, who got it up to Lawrence. Lawrence on the outside of the boot kicks long towards goal, but just misses to the right-hand side, and another behind to PINT. So they're chipping away at it with behinds. There's been no goals scored by either side in this quarter so far.
It's been all PINT at the moment. Tigers haven't gone forward 7.5 minutes into the third quarter. Opportunity here.
So just a little chip kick, just falls short, and this allows the PINT defenders to come in as Hill gets a kick forward, but it comes straight back to the area that it was kicked in, and now a punch over the back. It's picked up by McWhinney at ground level, got the hand pass forward. As again, there's a struggle for the ball at ground level. I think this might be a PINT free kick out there. It is, and it's Lavis who will take the free kick close to the boundary line on the outer side of the ground. She goes the short option, just falls a bit too short, but picked up by McGuinness, who hand passed forward. Now PINT going inside forward 50 as the ball spills out the back. Lawrence is there for PINT, just gets a toe poke inboard as Hand tidies up for Nightcliff, but again there's a free kick off the ball, and it's going to come back to Steph Lawrence for PINT. Lawrence kicks long into the goal square. It gets over the back, and that's a well-directed kick and well-weighted, and just fell into the lap of Paige Shepherd on the long lead running in towards goal. So a chance for PINT to get some reward for all of the field position that they've had in this quarter, and Paige Shepherd, you can see, be close to that behind post. Kicks on the way. Looks pretty good. All clear is given. It straight through the middle. So the first goal of the quarter comes at the 9-minute mark, and it's PINT who have scored that one, and they've narrowed that margin down to 5 points.
Yeah, it was 8 points at quarter time, 13 points to Nightcliff at half time, now down to 5 points. After this afternoon game, the Tigers have got 4 games remaining in their regular season. They've got Southern Districts next week, then Waratah, Darwin, Buffaloes, and then their regular season. Palmerston, Pint have got a bye next week, so they've got 3 games remaining in their season. They've got St Mary's, Tiwi Bombers, and their season will end against Wanderers. In other games today, St Mary's defeated Palmerston by 4 points, and the Darwin Buffs defeated Wanderers by 110. And tonight at 7:30 at Gardens Oval, Waratah will take on Tiwi Bombers in the Women's Premier League. But we're here at Nightcliff Oval, 5-point lead to the Tigers. And I'm still keeping an eye on this weather. It's staying away at the moment, but it could get wet very soon here at the Oval.
Hewitt gets her hand to it again. Hicks through the hands. It comes back to Hewitt, and she's running forward of centre now. Bit of a wobbling kick down towards half forward, but still in a dangerous area as it's picked up, swooped on by Kennedy McNamara, and all of a sudden Pint have got 2 goals in a minute, and they've taken the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah, good fast move out of the middle. McNamara's got her 2nd goal for the game and did that really, really well. You can see why they're ladder leaders when you see that type of football. So, as you said, first time, Stu, that they've hit the front 10.5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. So the Tigers have really been, they were quiet in the 3rd quarter last week against St Mary's too. They were scoreless in that quarter, and that's really what cost them the game in the end. And at the moment here, they were 13 points up, they're now 1 point down. So they're just going to need to quell this thing in the next 2 or 3 minutes, or Pint just look to be on a bit of a run.
Yeah, Jazz Hewitt influential again, just does the right work and then runs forward and got that ball inside the forward 50 for Pint, but they're back in the middle of the ground now. Hand gets a hand pass forward, but a whistle on the play. There's a free kick been found, and it's going Pint's way. Rennie Hicks, the captain. She's had a good game today, got plenty of the football. She's in the middle of the ground and now kicks down towards half forward. That's a beautifully taken mark overhead by McNamara, the last goal scorer. She chips in, but her teammate slipped over, which allowed Della to just chip in and take the intercept mark. She goes on the outside to Evans. Evans delivers nicely to Hussain, and this is a better build-up from Nightcliff, though that kick misses the target, and the Pint pressure saw them going forward, but now picked up by Brianna Pratt. She was keen to have a run, had a bounce, but she was tagged as she was bouncing the ball, and so it's Taylor Hill who made the tackle, and she gets rewarded with the free kick. But kick's not well directed, straight down the lap of Della for Nightcliff. She's looking inboard, down towards centre half forward. Oh, on the bounce, Kendall bursts through, takes it, and gets a hand pass forward as she was tackled. Oh, clever hands from Fleur Davies. Got it out the back. It now comes to Jacobs. She's in all sorts of trouble here as she tries to break through and gets tackled by a couple of Pint defenders. And in the end, it's going to be a free kick to Zoe Clark at half back for Pint. So 12.5 minutes gone, 3rd quarter, and Pint have snatched the lead as Clark, oh, that kick's just overcooked it a bit, and Della's taken the intercept mark. She delivers inside forward 50 to Hussain. Hussain wants to move it quickly, just bounces off the hands of Davies there. He's with strength, gets rid of her opponent again. Could have had a shot for goal. Tried to hand pass backwards, but wasn't the best option, I don't think, as it missed the target and allowed the Pint defenders to close on it. And now the ball caught in underneath, and will be a ball up at half forward.
Yeah, could have taken the opportunity then to at least tie the game up. Just heard a voice and went back to it, and there was no one there.
So Hewitt with the big thump forward again. Steph Lawrence hacks it off the ground going forward, but Nightcliff set up behind the play. Politis thumps it straight back in while the marks build at half back, and now it's ricocheted back towards the centre square, but Nightcliff bring it back inside forward 50 again. It slips over the top, nicely read by Clark for Pint. Gets it out of the immediate danger area, but Sally Evans there working hard at ground level. Swings around now, looking to give it off, but eventually finds someone. But she was caught with the ball, had plenty of time to get rid of it, according to the umpire, and she'll be penalised. And it's Lavis who will take the free kick at half back for Pint. Just looking at options, decides to go close to the boundary line round the outer side. Off hands, picked up by Shepherd, who swings around and now kicks back inboard. Off the ball at ground level nicely done there by hand, but just tried to break one too many tackles, and Jazz Hewitt trying to milk a 50-metre penalty there, but umpire's not having any of that, and Hewitt kicks down the middle of the ground, and it's a well-directed pass and marked by McGuinness. McGuinness goes outside again, and Nightcliff players working back, picked up by Pratt, who clears away for Nightcliff round the outer wing. Della backing into the pack, couldn't take the mark as a strong tackle there by Evans, and she'll be rewarded with this one, I think. No, she'll be penalised. The tackle just must have slipped high in the end, and she looks a bit frustrated there, Sally Evans. She's had a couple go against her in recent times, but PINT going forward again. Pratt got her hands to it, couldn't take the mark. The ball spills out close to the boundary line as a couple of players go tumbling to the ground, and I think there might have been a bit of a boot in the mouth accidentally here, but it's going to be a PINT free kick.
Yeah, Eliza Hand, that was, got the boot in the face. It was definitely accidental. She sort of fell down on the back of the boot. Just a bit of a blood rule going on. 5-4-34 to 5-5-35. PINT have hit the front a few minutes for the first time today.
So Breeze James with the free kick. Oh, the mark just spilt there, allowed Nightcliff to come in, and it gets wrapped up again right on the 50-metre line in the PINT forward area. Up high, McWilliam got her hand to the ball, but it's PINT with first hands on it as they try to work it in towards the goal again. You can see the numbers around the ball. It's pretty hard to get a clear possession out as Lawrence at ground level works hard to quick kick off the ground, but now here's a chance for Nightcliff to clear out of defence again, and Martin goes out into open spaces on the near side of the ground. If the ball can be picked up cleanly, it is by Roy in the end, but didn't have anything to go to, so went back inboard, and again it's just missed the target and allows PINT in as the pressure's applied. But there's a free kick on the play here. It's going to go Nightcliff's way, and it's Meg McGuinness who will be the recipient of the free kick, getting close to three-quarter time here. She kicks long down towards goal. It slips over the back, and plenty of pressure. The ball stays in place. Steph Lawrence just gets a toe poke towards goal. I think it's a goal in the end. I'm not sure who got the last boot to it, but they're all celebrating down there. It may have been Lawrence's kick that went through, but yeah, it was. There were Nightcliff players in the vicinity, but they just couldn't get to where the ball was.
Yeah, I think Lawrence just toe pucked there, just trickled over the line, and then another PINT player came through and just made sure once it already crossed the line that it was in. But, you know, a very handy goal there for PINT, and pushes them further ahead.
Yeah, so that makes it a 3-0-0 quarter in PINT's favour, and the tables have really turned here since half-time, and just before half-time, because Nightcliff had a lead of about 20 points near the end of that second quarter, and since then PINT have added the last 4 goals.
Yeah, as I said earlier, this is what happened to the Tigers last week, a scoreless quarter, and St Mary's didn't get them back into the game, and they're going to have to do something in this final quarter, the Tigers are.
So back in the middle of the ground, very close to three-quarter time as the quick kick comes out. Hatzis there for Nightcliff, but she got worried out of it, got a bit of a push, and she'll take the free kick, but the siren goes before, in fact it was Evans, but siren goes before she can get her kick away, and I think Nightcliff will be pretty happy to hear the siren so they can get in and regroup and have a crack at this last quarter.
Yeah, 20-point turnaround in that quarter. 7 points, PINT go in at three-quarter time. We'll be back with you shortly here at Nightcliff Oval.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
played this game.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 24-25 NTFL TIO's Women's Premier League at Nightcliff Oval. We're back in for the final quarter, Stu.
We are. Plays underway already, and an impressive PINT third quarter has seen them take a 7-point lead into this final quarter, and Nightcliff will be desperate to peg away at that. They were scoreless in that third quarter, and have really put themselves under pressure as far as the outcome of the match goes now. But PINT, ruthless as we've come to expect, as Benham gets a clearing kick forward. It bounces at half forward, just thump forward. Chittick working hard to get rid of her opponent, but it was Hurley in there working hard for Nightcliff with some strength, but no outcome for them as we're ball up again, and it slips to the outside as PINT first to the ground as Lawrence comes in, picks up, scoops out the hand pass nicely, and a quick kick forward by Shepherd, sees the ball loose, and she now picks up, hooks over her shoulder, kicks towards goal. That's a terrific finish from Paige Shepherd, and what a start in this final quarter for PINT, and Nightcliff under more pressure now.
So that's an amazing 34-point turnaround since about 5 minutes to go in that second quarter, when the Tigers were up by 20 points, and then PINT did kick a couple late in that quarter to get it back to 13 at half-time, go in at three-quarter time to 7, and now they've just kicked this one as well. So a massive turnaround, and PINT have done really well, and that's probably why they're top of the ladder undefeated this season. Yeah,
that's right, and yeah, they just put the foot down, and Nightcliff struggling to find answers at the moment as PINT are getting first hands to the ball out of the centre and controlling the ball in their forward half as Hewitt again gets her hands to it, but this time there's a chance for Nightcliff as bursting through there. Zara Hurley got the kick down towards half forward at ground level. Roy couldn't pick it up on the first occasion, and PINT clear it away. Jazz Hewitt again just takes the ball, clears away down towards half forward, and good work there by McNamara with some strength, gets the hand pass over the top, but just falls short of her intended target, Lawrence. Lawrence has done well to butter up and get it back to McNamara. She gives it off to Morris. Morris swings the ball down towards the goal square. In front, the mark taken on the third attempt by Amy Chittick. That's a terrific juggling mark, and she'll take the set shot kick from directly in front, only about 15 metres out. She wastes no time, pops it through, and PINT really steamrolling ahead now with 2 quick goals to start this fourth quarter, and really starting to blow that margin out.
Yeah, the Tigers now third place looks probably where they're going to end up. They were started today in third after last week's loss to St Mary's, and they're not going to pick up the points. St Mary's winning earlier on today, and it looks like the top 3 are set, as you said earlier in the program, Stu, that PINT, the Tigers and St Mary's look like the top 3 for the finals coming up.
Yeah, that's right, although that St Mary's game was perhaps a lot closer than a lot of people would have thought. Just the 4-point margin against Palmerston, who are real improvers in the women's competition this season. So they're Palmerston have still got finals aspirations. I think they might be around about 5th place at the moment.
Yeah, just in front of Tiwi Bombers by about 10%.
So back in the middle of the ground, Kendall trying to use some strength. It slips out. Della gets a quick kick forward, and running onto it there was Hussein, but met some resistance as she just tries to paddle it out into some space now, picks the ball up and gets wrapped up in the tackle, and it'll be a ball up just out to the side of the centre square. There is no real hand on the ball in the ruck contest, picked up by Johnson. She tries to break away but couldn't do so, and it's handed back to umpire Cunningham to throw it up again as again at ground level. Hussein in there, almost had an argument for another high free kick there, but not paid this time, and another ball up as Hewitt up high hooks the ball down, but a clear possession winner at ground level as Gabby Della stands up and hands the ball back to the umpire, and we'd have another go at a ball up. It's forced forward, and Nightcliff this time with the clearance get it down towards half forward at ground level. McWhinney picks it up. She's trying to break some tackles down there, but really had no chance, and it'll be a ball up. Nightcliff have managed to get it inside their forward 50 as it comes at ground level again. Sweeping around the back and clearing away is Jazz Hewitt once again for PINT. Gets it to the outer side of the ground, just bobbles around a bit at ground level out there. The hand pass comes back and just missing the target there was Benham as PINT forwards try to put the pressure on to keep it in their area. That one's toe poked towards the boundary line, and then eventually off hands it goes over the line, and it'll be a boundary throw in again. But a couple of good efforts there by Ruby Benham and showing some strength, and managed to win a stoppage on the outer side of the ground.
Just watching Casey McWilliam there from the Tigers, the lead goal scorer, is just limping a bit on the left leg there, just to keep an eye on how she's going. She's in the background, they're just struggling a bit.
So the ball loose in the centre of the ground. Attacking it well was Kate Martin, and then with strength, and then kicks along inside forward 50, but it's a 1-on-2 down here, and there is McWilliam, but she used her strength that time to get rid of her opponent, but then got tackled herself, and again there's no easy possession out there as the tackles come strong and fast, and another ball up. So from that ball up, the hit out one by Bacon for Nightcliff, but a whistle on the play here, and it's going to be a Nightcliff free kick, and Rennie Hicks looks a bit bemused by the decision, but it's going to be Brianna Pratt who has the chance to score Nightcliff's first goal since the second quarter, and gee, they really need it. So Pratt comes in now, kicks along towards goal. It's close, but just across the face and through for behind.
It's our first score since half-time, 5-5-35 to 8-5-53. 3-goal margin to PINT, just under 12 minutes left to go this game.
So the ball brought back into play, and going deep forward again for Nightcliff as off hands. Good work in the back pocket by Tucker for PINT, clears it away, but only as far as Johnson. Johnson steadies herself and then kicks long towards goal. Jacobs in the marking contest with Motlop. Motlop takes it off hands, is called to play on, gets the kick away as she tries to break away from the tackler. McWilliam out there gets a quick kick to the ball. It's bouncing at ground level, picked up by Pratt, who has a shot at goal, but it goes straight across the face of goal, close to the boundary line, and trying to keep it in. Gabby Della just couldn't do so, and that'll be another throw in inside forward 50 for Nightcliff.
Yeah, Gabby did everything there trying to keep that ball in control, just kept bouncing away from her, and the joys of an AFL football.
From the throw in, the ball slips over the back. At ground level, there's a PINT free kick that's going the way of Nolan. So Claire Nolan decides to go boundary side on the outer side. It's picked up and a quick kick forward close to the boundary again, but Hatzis-Marlis just trying to leave a path for a teammate who didn't want to take it in the end, and now PINT have worked it forward at ground level. Chittick picks it up, gets the hand pass backwards while she was under pressure to Benham. Benham got the hand pass out as she was tackled, and again it's pretty tough inside, and just a bit of push and shove there. Amy Chittick involved with Tully Vlahovic. So it's a ball up on the outer side of the ground. Hit out one clearly by Bacon from Nightcliff this time, but again it's just fallen at the feet, and there's a pack of players over the top of it. We go past 9 minutes in this last quarter. The stoppage after stoppage will suit PINT at the moment, holding that 3-goal advantage as they win it through the hands now, and quick kick along the boundary line, but well read there by Kendall. Took the mark and wants to get Nightcliff moving forward quickly. She played on, push out there by Hussein. Play on's the call as the quick kick comes inboard as Hewitt pounces on that one and lost her footing, got tackled, and she'll be penalised this time. And it'll be Garland who'll take the free kick for Nightcliff. Looking to move the ball quickly. She goes long down towards half forward. Offhands, the ball slips over the back. McWilliam at ground level just managed to get it out to Fleur Davies, who kicks high towards the goal square. Oh, using her strength in there was Hussein, but couldn't get her hands to the ball at the end to take the mark. McWilliam tries to get round a couple of players, hooks on her left boot towards goal, and teammates are celebrating. It's just inside that left-hand goal post, so that's a terrific finish. It may be one too late, but certainly a much-needed goal for Nightcliff in this final quarter.
Yeah, their first goal is about halfway through the second quarter. They needed that one back to 12 points here. So still good 7 minutes or so to go. So the chances are that they just need a breakaway like PINT did from the ruck. We're back to 6 the split, of course. So if they can get a quick goal here, it'll be pretty interesting last 4 or 5 minutes here at Nightcliff Oval.
Yeah, well, that one gives them a chance, doesn't it? They were 3 goals down was a bit far away, but that goal, and as you say, just 6 or 7 minutes to go. They just need to get the clearance, get the ball moving quickly, as they did on that occasion. You saw Tashinta Kendall take the mark and just play on straight away to get it moving forward. But Jazz Hewitt's going to have something else to say about this as she wins a hit out, but it's a free kick off the ball, and it's going to Rennie Hicks, who's been terrific today in the centre of the ground for PINT as she kicks long down towards half forward. The ball spills to ground level, and quick kick forward by Ajani is half smothered as it slips out the back now. Della reaches in and picks it up, tries to break through a couple of tacklers, couldn't do so, and that'll be a ball up at half forward for PINT. So the hit out one, and clearing kick from Hicks once again. Deep inside forward 50, Vlahovic sweeps across the back, gets a hand pass over, but just fell a bit short and put Hatzismalis under a bit of pressure as the PINT players came sliding in to just wrap that ball up again and force another stoppage, this time inside forward 50 for PINT. So Hewitt and Bacon doing the ruck work. Bacon with the clearing kick. Just gets it out towards centre half back, but PINT with some numbers there as they struggle at ground level. The hand pass comes out. Running onto it there was Gall for PINT, just couldn't control it. That'll be a free kick, I would think, for holding or in the back or whichever you like, and Ajani will take that free kick for PINT. She chips it forward. Oh, a terrific mark by Jazz Hewitt in the marking contest, claiming she had her hair pulled then. But, yeah, it was a great mark with the pack crashing down on her, and she's happy to go back and take a bit of time, looking for options forward. She kicks long, straight down towards the goal square. Oh, right on the line, Chittick is going to be paid the free kick here, as she spilt the mark, but wins the free kick, and the player on the mark will be just 2 metres out from goal, Sophie Hatzismalis. So Chittick again wastes no time, and hasn't had her greatest of games, but in the end she's hit the scoreboard with 3 goals, so a pretty good performance from a forward nonetheless.
Yeah, that might do it there for PINT with just under 4 minutes left to go. Tigers led by 8 points at quarter time, 13 points at half time, but then it all went astray for the Tigers. Only scored 1 goal since then. PINT led by 7 points at 3/4 time, and here 18 points as we come to the 13.5 minute mark of the final quarter. So PINT remaining undefeated at the top of the ladder. They've got 3 games left to go in their season. They've got the bye next week, so setting themselves right up for a big finals campaign for the PINT Footy Club.
So 14 minutes gone, final quarter. PINT stretch that lead out again as McWilliam's been thrown into the ruck for Nightcliff now to do battle with Hewitt at ground level again. It's a struggle to get the ball out, and it'll be a ball up as McWilliam and Hewitt do battle. Oh, beautifully read off hands by Hurley, who got the kick forward, nicely taken on the bounce, and a beautiful hand pass outside. And this is a good passage of football as Roy gets the kick inside 50. Jacobs picks it up, gets the hand pass back to Roy. Roy tries to get round her opponent, but got caught in the end, managed to get the hand pass to Jacobs, who kicked long into the forward pocket, but well read by Zoe McQuinney in the back pocket, and she takes the mark for PINT and will relieve from deep in defence. Staying close to the boundary line, outer side of the ground, it slips over the top as Evans comes in. She gets tackled to the ground, but had no opportunity to dispose of that ball, and it's a ball up again as Hewitt gets her hand to it. Now at ground level, looks a bit like a rugby scrum in there. It slips out eventually and picked up by Pratt. She gets tackled to the ground, and I think she's got a free kick and doesn't really realise it at this stage.
Yeah, it was a bit of a vicious tackle, that one, and the umpire didn't like it. And of course, clock doesn't stop though, keep going.
Brianna Pratt gives off to Evans, who was running past, and now Evans gets the ball in long towards half forward, gets over that pack of players and allows her teammate to run onto it. But again, PINT defending desperately. It slips out now as the hand pass from Roy comes back inboard, falls back into the hands of Roy here, but it's going to be a Nightcliff free kick, and it's going to go the way of Tashinta Kendall. And we know that Kendall is a thumping kick, so out of all the Nightcliff players, she's a real chance to score from here as she takes the set shot. Kick on the way, it's high, but just swinging left. So had the distance, no problem, but just missed to the left-hand side for a behind.
17-point lead now with a few minutes, just under 2 minutes to go.
So Motlop bringing the ball back into play as a second bounce, and then regains control, kicks to the outer side of the ground. Pratt leaping over the top and then pouncing on the ball at ground level. Got the hand pass inboard to Davies, who got it out to Bacon, whose high kick goes down towards the forward pocket, but I think it
was touched off the boot.
Touched off the boot, yeah.
The umpire was waving play on as the ball was in the air, so touched off the boot.
Just getting confirmation of where the ball's going to be thrown in from, and in front Davies took it out of the ruck contest, but then got tackled straight away and had to just get the ball out any way she could as going back Vlahovic gets the hand pass back. Della with the kick forward again, but it's PINT at ground level as the toe poke comes out into space once again. Strong work, good hands inboard. And McGuinness on the run for PINT, kicks the ball into the open spaces in the forward half as the players desperately sprint back. And first back there for Nightcliff is Turnbull. She turns back inside into trouble and got the kick forward, and that one's been chopped off at half back, or at half forward, sorry, for PINT, as the kick comes inside 50 as the siren goes to end the game. And one that PINT have really flexed their muscles in the second half, kicking 6 goals to 1 to run out reasonably comfortable winners in the end, but an entertaining game, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely turned around. It's a tale of two halves this game. Tigers were in front by 13 at half time. Then it basically came to a grinding halt in the third quarter, and PINT coming away with a 17-point win to remain undefeated with 3 games in their season left. Some goal scorers and best on ground, Stu?
Yeah, so goal scorers for PINT, Amy Chittick with 3, Paige Shepherd got a couple, and as did Kennedy McNamara, and singles to Steph Lawrence and Casey Morris. And goal scorers for Nightcliff, Cassie McWilliam kicked a couple, and Fleur Davies kicked a couple. Chloe Jacobs got on the scoreboard. And the better players, I think probably a clear best on ground. Jazz Hewitt was everywhere, dominated the game. Rennie Hicks, the captain, was terrific as well. I like Meg McGuinness's game, and I thought that Kennedy McNamara played pretty well, as did Ruby Benham, who had a fair bit of the ball, and for Nightcliff, I thought Gabby Della was probably their best player, and Gracie Roy had a good game. Sally Evans did a few things, as did Fleur Davies and Eliza Hand, but in the end, PINT just too strong, Nick.
Yeah, and I think Hane had a good one as well for Tigers. It was certainly in the first half, was everything there. So that's it there. Don't forget, next round 15, next stop Friday night starts 6 o'clock at TIO. Darwin Buffs take on St Mary's. Then 3 games on Saturday, 1 o'clock at Gazali's, Palmerston and Tiwi Bombers, 2 o'clock at Norville, Southern District and the Tigers, and 5 p.m. at Gardens Oval, Wanderers and Waratah. It's been a pleasure to host you this evening. We'll be back with you shortly with the Men's Premier League game. I'm Nick Danks, my partner this evening, Stuart Davis. Catch you soon.